Let's dive into a little bit of the shipment execution piece. Now, obviously, you use the MyCarrier platform to kind of manage, measure, get your stuff out the door. What were you doing before this? And then we'll kind of go into some of the benefits.
We were beating our head up against the wall before MyCarrier came in, and that's not a paid statement at all. You know what I mean? Like literally. And I know several other companies that were stepping into that freight world where they're trying to send some freight items. And when I started, pushing in this side of our shipping nationwide for our company. It was a unique exchange because we went from sending out one pallet a month to now sending out 7 to 10 on some days, and every day there's typically multiple pallets going out. And that's been a growth that we had to learn and had to experience those growing pains from. And we literally beat our head with all of these carriers. There was only 2 that we worked with at the time, and their online presence was difficult. Tracking was difficult, and follow up. Making sure somebody was coming to pick up the packages. Will it be delivered on time? What's the actual cost? You know what I mean? I know a lot of people get that where it's like, oh, well, they quoted me at $300, and then it comes out they bill you for $700. Well, if you're 36 pallets deep in orders, it's hard to look back and go, I remember that pallet exactly weighing this, and we have to take pictures of everything we send out, because of that. And so it was extremely difficult. And the communication was terrible. And once MyCarrier stepped into the picture, we were like, this isn't real. This is not a real thing. This can't be a real thing. Yeah. And then as we started getting our carriers in and getting more carriers in, the concept just blew my mind, because I'm like, oh, well, now we have someone working with us that makes these guys work for us, ultimately allowing us to service our customers better. And that's the most important thing for us. And it was honestly an amazing adventure once you guys came in, because it was a deal breaker for working with all the other stuff and all of our other orders that we had to do, and how we had to place all of those other fulfillments with the shipping companies. I didn't want anything to do with that once I found out how the MyCarrier system worked, because it was so easy to put it all into one place. It's one sheet, it stays right there, and then we choose the quote. And to top it off, I could even give my customer options, because the customers used to always question us, and they would say, does it really cost that much to ship it? They're thinking we're trying to put in some extra fees in there and make some extra money. And for us, we've always been transparent on that. We only charge shipping rates of what's given to us. What we see is essentially what goes back out
direct
to that customer.
Passover.
Yeah. And so we eat the packaging costs, the time to do that. That's what we do. That's part of our running business. We figure that's part of that cost of doing business. The shipping is just the byproduct. We got to get it to you, And so we're fulfilling that and working with you guys has been amazing, because that changed the speed. I guess it saved us a bunch of time, and it gave us a bunch of authority, because then the customer would call and question it, and I'd say, actually, we went with this rate, and there was 4 other rates within a certain parameter, and they were either the cheapest or they were the one that could get it to you the fastest. And once you explain that to a customer, they sit back and go, oh, okay, so you're not just jerking my chain and just putting numbers in the system and just shipping it out. And we're like, no, it's legit. We're I'll send a screenshot to customers, our regular customers that we do freight for and drop ship orders. I'll just send a screenshot of the MyCarrier sheet, and I'll say, which one do you want? Just pick one, whichever shipment carrier you want to use. That's what we'll go with. And it's a nice ability for freedom to be able to put that back in the customer's plate and going, I have nothing to do with it. If you're mad about it, I'm sorry. I can't control the cost of what of shipping. We're just in parts and manufacturing. We're not in shipping. That's not our business. We ship merchandise, but we don't move it, by our hands.